Welcome to Recap King. In this video, we will explain SWAT, Under Siege. This movie tells the story of a SWAT compound that comes under fire from an international terrorist who relentlessly and violently pursues a mystery man who was apprehended by Seattle SWAT after a raid went horribly wrong. Can they survive the terrorist attack and reveal the identity of the mystery man? Let's find out in SWAT, Under Siege. SWAT Under Siege begins with the SWAT commander, Travis Hall, who is contacted by his superiors to head to the headquarters, even though it's close to the New Year's holiday. When he arrives at the headquarters, his boss, Ellen Dwyer, assigns Travis and his troops to help the DEA ambush the cartels dealing in drugs at an abandoned factory. Their goal is only to confiscate evidence of drugs stored in containers bearing the scorpion symbol. In the operation, they will be accompanied by 2 members of the DEA. On the way to their destination, a DEA member showed them a photo of the container bearing the scorpion symbol that is their target. But the SWAT team underestimated the mission somewhat, considering they were used to ambush missions. Long story short, they finally arrived at the location and started their operation. They easily subdue the guards, and before long, they managed to find the container. However, at this moment, the cartel members attacked them. A shootout ensued between the 2 sides. Although the shootout took its toll, the SWAT team finally managed to defeat the cartels. Plus, they took a cartel member named Diego into custody. Then, feeling that the situation was under control, the 2 DEA members tried to open the container. They didn't realize there was a cartel member left, who then fired a missile at them, killing them instantly. Wasting no time, Travis attacked the cartel member, killing him with just 1 shot. After that, the SWAT team opened the container. But to their surprise, instead of drugs, they found a man chained inside. The man, who also has a scorpion tattoo on his back, didn't say a word, leaving the SWAT team confused and wondering about his identity. Travis then decides to take Diego and the mysterious man to SWAT headquarters. But at headquarters, Ellen rebukes Travis for taking him, because Travis should have handed him over to the DEA. But Travis argued that he wanted to find out information about them by interrogating him directly before handing him over. The scene then moves to the plane boarded by a terrorist leader, Lars, and his right-hand woman, Phoenix. It was Lars who had been holding the mysterious man, whom he calls Scorpion. Moments later, Lars receives word that Scorpion has been detained at Seattle SWAT headquarters. Furious, Lars then ordered his men to attack the SWAT headquarters. Meanwhile, Travis meets with the IT officer at headquarters to inquire about the true identities of Diego and Scorpion. The IT officer manages to discover Diego's real identity. He is a lieutenant from Hungary who defected to the mafia. But regarding Scorpion, the IT officer can't find any information about him. Travis then interrogated Scorpion. As for Diego, Travis has ordered his female subordinate to interrogate him. But instead of opening his mouth, Diego preferred to slam his own head against the hook of the handcuffs. Meanwhile, Scorpion doesn't want to reveal his identity. He tells Travis, if he wants to know about him, just ask Diego. But sadly, when Travis comes to Diego in his cell, Diego has already lost his life. Then Travis goes back to Scorpion to ask what really happened. In response, Scorpion simply explains that he has an enemy targeting him, and that soon a federal agent will surely pick him up. But what Travis has to know is that the agent is a fake. Sure enough, when Travis came out of the room, he met 2 people claiming to be FBI agents who were going to pick up Scorpion. But then they couldn't answer when Travis asked questions to confirm their identities. Realizing that their cover was exposed, they quickly drew their guns. But Travis reacted faster. Travis managed to kill one of the fake agents, while the remaining one surrendered after being surrounded. The fake agent says that if SWAT still refuses to hand over Scorpion, something bad will happen to them. Hearing that, Travis immediately returned to Scorpion, but there, he found Scorpion had already freed himself from the handcuffs that bound him. And once again, Travis got into a fight. Scorpion turns out to be a formidable melee fighter, not only defeating Travis, but he was also able to snatch his weapon. But instead of shooting him, Scorpion returned Travis' gun. He invited Travis to cooperate, knowing that Lars would attack with a larger number of people. After that, Travis and Ellen go to Scorpion in his cell to ask who Scorpion really is. This is where Scorpion reveals that he is a special intelligence agent who has stolen something worth billions of dollars. He also tells them that the person who is after him is Lars, the terrorist who has captured small countries with his army. And he knew that among the SWAT team, there must be informants working for Lars. All the information he heard made Travis decide to move him to another place, in order to prevent additional casualties in SWAT, and also so that Lars' agents could no longer track Scorpion's whereabouts. Meanwhile, Lars visits a hacker to ask for his help in hacking CCTV at the Seattle SWAT headquarters, as well as to find out the identities of all the SWAT members there and their families. But before long, they found Scorpion as he was about to be taken away by Travis. At that moment, Lars immediately contacted his men who were already preparing around the SWAT headquarters to kill Travis and kidnap Scorpion. But luckily, Scorpion noticed the presence of a sniper targeting Travis. Chaos ensued, resulting in the car carrying them crashing into the road divider. Lars' men then take advantage of the situation and kidnap Scorpion. But Scorpion didn't just let himself be taken away. Without difficulty, he shattered the handcuffs on his hands and beat up the kidnappers. He didn't even leave a single enemy standing. Realizing what happened to Travis and Scorpion, the SWAT team finally moves to help them. Ellen and the IT officer also made a move by calling a federal agency for reinforcements, but to no avail because their connection had been hacked. Meanwhile, seeing his first attempt failed miserably, Lars immediately sends more troops toward the SWAT headquarters. And then, a fierce firefight broke out between the SWAT team and Lars' men. Overwhelmed by an enemy that outnumbered them, the SWAT team had to retreat into the building. However, unfortunately, one of Travis's men died after receiving a volley of machine gun bullets. After that, Travis ordered that the steel shield be lowered to protect all the doors and windows. They can now breathe a little sigh of relief. However, just as they were about to call for help, the power suddenly went out and the signal was cut off. They were completely isolated inside the building, while outside, Lars' men surrounded the building. But strangely, the phone rang a few moments later. Turns out it was a call from Lars wanting to make a deal. He will no longer interfere with the SWAT team and will withdraw his troops as long as they hand over Scorpion. Travis, who answered the phone unhesitatingly, declined his offer. But Lars then pulled out his ace. He named the family members of the SWAT team personnel, vowing to target them if SWAT persisted in refusing to hand over Scorpion to him. In the end, Scorpion stated that he would be out in 10 minutes, as long as Lars didn't involve any family members from the SWAT team. Lars accepts Scorpion's offer, and then he, accompanied by Phoenix, prepares to pick up Scorpion. At SWAT headquarters, Travis reveals his intention not to hand over Scorpion to Lars and his gang, as he has plans to trap them. In order for his plan to work, he wants Scorpion to disguise himself as a SWAT personnel, while his prison clothes are put on the dead SWAT member, the one who was shot dead by a machine gun. Scorpion must then carry the body through the back door to lure the enemy. When the enemy is lured into the building, that's the moment the SWAT team attacks them. As soon as the steel cover at the back of the building opened, Lars immediately ordered his men to pick up Scorpion. But then, he saw a flicker of light, Morse code, telling him he had fallen into a trap. At that moment, Lars immediately withdrew his men. The retreat of the terrorists left Travis confused. Meanwhile, Ellen, after noticing the flickering light, immediately ran towards the location. After that, all the SWAT team personnel gathered again, except for one person, Ward. And so, Travis went to find Ward. This is where it was finally revealed that Ward is a spy working for Lars. Ward frees the bogus FBI agent in custody. Then he and the fake agent head to the basement to turn off the building's locking system. But before they reach their destination, Ellen catches them. The fake agent reacted quickly by snapping Ward's neck to distract her. After taking cover for a while, he shot at Ellen and entered the basement. It wasn't long before Travis finally arrived, and Ellen told him what had just happened, and how Ward has been Lars' inside agent all along. In the end, Ellen and Travis were too late. The fake FBI agent had successfully disabled the building's locking system. Ellen and the agent engage in a fight for a while, before Travis shoots him dead from behind. The building, which is no longer protected by steel shields, allows terrorists to freely enter. Like it or not, the SWAT team has to fight off the attackers. Outnumbered, they could not do much in the end. Some of the personnel died in the firefight, while the rest of them tried to go to the basement for cover. Unfortunately for Ellen, she was separated from the group. And as if it couldn't get any worse, she then crossed paths with Phoenix. The two of them immediately fought, trying to outdo each other. But in the middle of their fight, Lars appears and knocks Ellen unconscious, before telling Phoenix to hurry to find Scorpion. Meanwhile, Travis and the others who are still trying to get to the basement finally meet Scorpion. And Scorpion's first words were to tell them to duck down so he could shoot Lars' men behind them. After that, Scorpion leads Travis' team to a tunnel that connects to the outside. Before the members of Travis' team left, Scorpion asked them to call for help as soon as they were outside. Travis himself didn't come with them. He and Scorpion go back in to save Ellen. They decided to split up so they could find Ellen faster. But instead of Ellen, they met Lars and Phoenix instead. Travis had to fight Phoenix, while Scorpion faced Lars. Scorpion and Lars took turns returning fire, until they finally ran out of bullets and decided to have a hand-to-hand duel. Meanwhile, despite initially having difficulty dealing with Phoenix's attacks, Travis manages to find an opening and push her down from the top of the building. Likewise with Scorpion, who after undergoing a tight battle with Lars, succeeded in defeating him. After the fight, Travis finds Ellen still lying on the floor. Then, the three of them waited for help to arrive outside. But at this moment, Scorpion suddenly pulled out the microchip implanted in his mouth. The microchip itself, which Lars is after, contains billions of dollars worth of classified data. Without hesitation, Scorpion handed the microchip to Travis, as he believed Travis could be counted on to take care of it. However, it turns out that all this time, Ellen has wanted the secret data contained in the microchip, to the point that she sent a SWAT team to snatch Scorpion from Lars. And as if she had found the time, Ellen shot Scorpion in the shoulder, before pointing her gun at Travis. Travis managed to dodge the shot, though he accidentally dropped the microchip from his grip. Ellen then took the microchip and fled into the forest. Behind her, Travis followed her tenaciously. But as soon as he was in the middle of the forest, he lost Ellen. And it was at this moment that she appeared from behind and beat him. However, after being beaten so badly, Travis finally managed to turn things around. He grabbed the gun that had previously been thrown to the ground and then pointed it at Ellen. Cornered and feeling hopeless, she gave herself up to Travis. In the evening, help finally arrived. The police drag Ellen into their car, while Travis is asked to identify Scorpion's body. But when he checked, it wasn't Scorpion. Even so, Travis chose to lie to let Scorpion go free, and no one else would be after him. At the end of the film, Travis returns home safely and reunites with his family to celebrate the new year. The message of this film is that we can never really know what's in another person's mind, even if we feel we already know that person. As was the case with Travis, he was betrayed by his co-workers, people he should have trusted. But on the other hand, this film also reminds us that we can make friends with people we never thought possible.